My goodness, what you're looking at here is a horrifying stray dog attack caught on camera on Cleveland's east side.
Just horrific. Tonight, a News 5 exclusive investigation reveals big problems on city streets, leaving residents suffering. Now, we're taking a deep look into dogs running wild over the past several years, and investigator Jonathan Walsh is leading our coverage on this.
It's an awful video. Oh my
I know.
goodness.
It is tough to watch.
It's a tough problem, and it's only gotten worse since the pandemic.
And that's the thing. We are seeing so many more dogs showing up in our neighborhoods. They are going on the attack, many ending up in our city or county pounds, where the number of dogs being euthanized has gone up dramatically. Now, we want to warn you, what you're about to see could be difficult for some viewers. Stray dogs knocking down and chomping at Leslie Gilchrist from Cleveland. And she wasn't the only target.
I never let them go near other dogs or the dog parks because they're so little.
Her 5-pound and 8-pound Pomeranian pups hunted down. One of the attackers even biting and shaking Leslie's dog violently. What's going through your mind at this point?
I'm terrorized. I'm devastated. They're going to kill my dogs.
One of her dogs had significant muscle damage. The other, puncture wounds and continuous bleeding.
He came home with a drain hanging out, and he still has quite a hole in it.
5 to 6 loose pit bulls in the area.
Our investigation into Cleveland's dog problem shows
she was attacked by a pit bull? Yeah.
Vicious canines running loose.
The one dog has blood all over his face.
Including an attack in April when a 75-year-old grandmother
He bit half of her leg off. Did this just happen?
Yes.
and her granddaughter caught in the middle of a pack of dogs on Meade Avenue.
They just latch on and they was not letting go.
Serious injuries, too gruesome to show.
What am I going to do to have a normal life again?
City records show a growing number of dogs at the pound, from 2,948 in 2020 to 800 more by 2022. Our research revealed the top zip codes with the most officer-involved dog seizures. Number 1, 44102 near the city's pound, but also major issues in other areas, including 44108, where Leslie lives.
These dogs, you just can't let them get out because they don't come back, they get hungry, and they're going to attack.
Despite several requests to interview someone from the city of Cleveland about animal control, they never did get back to us. So we turned to Cuyahoga County to get a better understanding of what's happening with local stray dogs.
Our shelters are in a bit of crisis right now.
County Shelter Administrator Mindy Naccioni showed us county data and the steady increase in its dog intakes too. Plus, nationally, we found many of the same problems piling up, including just this year, strays up 14%. Why?
No one can say exactly, this is that one thing that's happening.
She says it could be that so many people adopted during the pandemic, they're not looking for dogs now. And/or evictions that had been paused during COVID are now happening again. People letting their dogs go. And/or inflation skyrocketing for just about everything, including animal care.
We have a veterinary shortage in animal welfare that is nationwide, and it's substantial, and it has driven up the cost of veterinary care pretty exponentially.
We broke down the most prevalent dog breeds impounded in Cleveland: pit bulls and American pit bulls. Same thing the next year, but higher numbers. And in 2022, an even bigger jump in pits taken in. The county shows pit bull mixes are the #1 most rounded up dogs as well.
Good girl, Nala!
Mindy tells us as cities and states banned the breed years ago,
What we believe happened is that backyard breeders kind of got to go wild, and these animals weren't available for spay and neuter programs.
I found 2 dogs that I found running around down my street. They're in my yard right now.
News 5 investigators went out one day, and it did not take long to find a dog running around on its own on the city's east side. It's gotten so bad at the city pound, it recently reported it had 199 animals for just 160 cages. And the county?
Whereas in the past, we'd only run an adoption promotion once or twice a year, we are on our 5th adoption promotion of the year.
While staff members
You're so good!
work to help dogs be healthy and happy through many programs, some of the outcomes are not good. The number of dogs euthanized in Cleveland went from 177 to 240, then 525 just last year. There were jumps in numbers at the county level, too.
So there's nothing more difficult than making the decision to euthanize an animal. Can we safely handle the animal, and can we safely put it back into our community? That's the #1 mission to who we are as a shelter, is the safety for the community.
Safety for people like Leslie, where this attack wasn't even the first time she came face to face with dogs on the loose. It was late last summer when
I screamed and screamed. I was knocked down on the tree lawn.
thankfully someone driving by helped her. And that incident did not end up like this one.
I understand completely that we have a number of issues, and maybe stray dogs are not a priority, but they should be.
A woman with experience, for sure. The folks at the county pound say another thing that really makes it harder is that dogs are staying at the pound, each of them, for many more days than before the pandemic. They say they need your help. Be a volunteer at the pound. Foster homes for dogs are definitely key. Donations always help, and adopt. Instead of going to a breeder, hit the pound for your next animal. And they say a combination of all these things could very well help get our streets a little bit safer.
Oh, it was so hard to watch.
She is a strong woman. At her age, being able to fight those dogs off.
And have to go through that.
And going through it.
It's just not fair. You're not being fair to other people. You're not being fair to the animal itself.
Yeah,
You think you might be
whole
helping,
circle.
you're not.
It's bad everywhere you look.
My goodness.
Right.
Jonathan, thank you so much. Wow, eye-opening stuff.